colonists are safe for now.
From the interrogation, we learned that a frontier fleet patrolling the borders of a vast interstellar empire was dispatched to destroy our planet. The captain claimed our people violated a 4,000-year-old treaty forbidding us to develop hyperspace technology. Extermination of our planet was the consequence. The subject did not survive interrogation.
Hyperspace jump successful.
Scanner data indicates asteroid density is highest in this region. Commence resource gathering.
Hey everyone, it's Max and welcome to Homeworld episode 4. Now Fleet Command's going to cut me off here in a second anyway, so I figure I'll let him do more talking and then get back to you.
Resource controllers are available for construction. To improve the efficiency of collection, build one and position it near the asteroid vein.
Yeah, we're not doing that right away. I know, I'm a terrible soldier. Don't shoot me. Yeah, so, of course, even if I wanted to build one, I only got $18. I ain't building one anyway. Okay, so the big problem here is, of course, I need resources, and we gotta go get some.
Launching.
Now, that's what I'm doing with Mr. Resource Collector here, of course, as Fleet Command has just pointed out, and you can actually see it here pretty good on the far scope. There's lots of resources down this line, and we're gonna go get some. Now, of course, doing anything like that's probably a trigger for something, so we're going to try and do this real careful. If you're really careful, you can actually get your first load of resources without triggering the event. So we actually want these two asteroids right here, and so we're going to signal for that one, and then I will closely monitor Mr. Collector here, and we should be able to get this one and that one there without triggering the event until after he docks. Now that means that I will have the resources in my hand and can start building fighters right away. I don't have to depend on him to actually be there. The other thing is that you don't want this resource collector all the way out here at the asteroids, because when the triggered events start to happen, they will target him first, and as you can see, there's nobody out here. He won't last very long on his own. So we will want to make sure that he is back at the mothership where they will be safe. Meanwhile, back here at the mothership, of course, we had built our 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. They're going to happen soon enough, so we're actually going to take these and we're actually going to put them about 12 kilometers above the mothership. And remember, once again, this is three-dimensional gaming, right? So by doing that, basically, it gets them out of the way of attention. When the enemy attacks, the attack mostly, once again, is all kind of 2D-ish. Yeah, they're going to actually attack in 3D, but it's kind of 2D-ish because they're going to come in here to the mothership, and as long as they're not around, the mothership will be the primary target. Now, the mothership can take a beating, so we're not too worried about that. Now, our 2 repair corvettes, of course, we're going to assign them to my corvette group. And we will actually get ready by building 2 more heavy corvettes, because as soon as
Production underway.
as soon as that collector drops off,
Resources exhausted. Construction paused.
as soon as that resourcer drops off, we're going to have enough to build 2 of those and probably a couple more scouts. And I'll probably just whip them scouts in there right now.
Construction commencing.
We'll also check the research menu. One of the things you should do while the things are lull is check the research menu every single minute of every day. So, alright, we got our 1s and 2s all ready to go. Now, him docking might trigger the event to start. It's a 50-50 chance. No, I'll say it's 80-20. 80-20, the trigger is going to happen. I have had it, though, where he actually does the first dock and doesn't trigger the event.
That's everything. Sail ports.
We'll find out soon enough. Yeah, we're going to trigger it. So we're going to actually cancel his orders.
Indicating mothership class mass signature. It's coming in fast. Power readings are off the scale. Full combat alert. Stand by for contact.
Alright, so I didn't get to cancel his orders before this happened. Luckily, though, the attack doesn't usually start right away after this. He should make it back with the next load.
Ambassador away.
Trajectory locked in. Hailing signal open on all channels. Entering magnetic field now. Almost there. Fleet, we've lost guidance and are being drawn in. There's a lot of lights. There seems to be some kind of activity inside I can see.
We are the Ventusi, and welcome you on this space-faring cultures. You're not bound. The Delta-living trade routes were established in the first time by our ancestors. The resources you collect are of value to the Ventusi exchange. They will serve as an acceptable medium for trade. It has been our custom to equip trading partners with exchange units. It has therefore been provided to the PT1 ambassador as a gesture of goodwill.
Fleet, this is Ambassador. We are clear of the Ventusi vessel. All systems green. Harbor control has released guidance and the exchange unit is secure. Receiving crews. Prep to quarantine chamber. Roger that. Quarantine standing by.
Ventusi trading link established.
Alright, so, we're in trouble. So, my first problem here is I don't got enough for these ion cannons. That's probably not good. Well, not to say as it was a big problem anyway. We'll see what happens here momentarily. In this screen, of course, is the trading exchange. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Ion cannons for $300 is a steal. Almost always, the ion cannons on this screen are $500. It's very rare that I'll give it to you for $300, and it's usually because you don't have $500. Now, we're staying in the screen a little bit longer because we're waiting to see if events that are happening outside of this screen are going to happen. So our resource controller should be moving around, still collecting resources. And as long as that's taking place, when they drop off the resources, that $300 is going to be a steal. Okay? Now that only works though if you have less than 500 available when he actually is ready to make the exchange. So most times, in fact I'm going to say 95 out of 100, these ion cannons are going to cost you $500. Now you don't have to take the deal. You would get to research ion cannons in the next mission anyway. This just saves you a little time and you can build your own ion cannon frigates. But if you want them, you can have them. So we're going to just kind of pause here for a second until we see if we can get a drop off on this ship, because we're not quite sure if it's actually paused the game or if it's still running in real time. Okay, so we're back, and sure enough, it got dropped off, and we're going to get these cannons for $300. So yeah, we're going to accept that offer and let him confuse and finish up.
They must not learn of our contact. We must depart. All that moves is easily heard in the void. We will listen for you. Farewell.
Bentusi, they're a great bunch of people, but they're a little hard to understand. Now I'll cancel him from going anywhere, because they're going to come and attack him, and we don't want him being out too far away. Alright. Well, nothing like getting free $300 cannons, and we could now build ion cannon frigates. But we're not going to need to do that, simply because we're about to get some free stuff anyway. We got our heavy corvettes ready to go. We'll add them to make sure everybody gets launched here.
Launching.
We're actually going to hold on to that money for just a little longer.
Waiting assignment.
And we're just going to renumber these. Oh,
Responding.
got to get underneath that. There we go.
Group 1 reassigned.
And I'm just making sure that our repair corvettes have now got all the corvettes. So, good to go. So, 1 will now move up.
Destination
We'll put this behind the mothership just temporarily. And 2's also going to move up. Our frigates are going to just take some snap damage for us here. So there is the enemy here in the upper right quadrant, and they are now sending down their first attack. These are all fighters and baby corvettes of their own. Nice part about your 3 assault frigates is that these things will put a pounding onto their assault. So this will definitely help with this attack. And they're coming down. It's just taking them a little time to get here. Once again, our salvage corvettes, though, are out of the way, and we want them out of the way. We don't want them being touched for this at any time. Here we go.
Tyrannic Raider fighters are attacking. Prepare for more hostile ships to arrive.
So, it's pretty simple. You know, this attack was expected. Alright, we're back. I had a quick phone interruption there, so I better step up my attacks. And once again, we're just going to set these guys to aggressive. Now, notice these bigger ships coming in the back, so we're going to have Group 2 start to fight them off right away. Oh, look at this guy. He's all excited. Yeah, we're getting my Group 10 here to do a little healing on them too. Now the collector will do plenty. Don't worry about the collector or the mothership. Yes, it's unfortunate that these guys have gotten through here, but this isn't the end of the world.
Reporting for duty. Awaiting assignment.
The mothership is under fire.
Target destroyed. Entering holding pattern.
Reports victory.
Again, same deal. We don't have to worry too much here.
Target destroyed. Holding pattern locked in. Attack clearance received.
So these bad ships here on the side, they're just chasing my collector around. The collector's not having any of it. It's like, whatever.
Intercept course punched in. Group 2 copies.
The only thing I'm not liking is this third ship is a little bit far away from the first two.
Holding pattern on that stations.
And as you can see here, he's going to start getting attacked out in the open.
Locked on target. Group 2 reporting. Locked on target. Ready for orders. On our way.
So we're going to force him to come up here with these. And we'll force Group 1 to group up here.
Line receiving. Attack complete. Holding pattern locked in. Contact. Group 2 receiving. Target destroyed. Holding pattern locked in. Group 1. Target acquired.
This will force them to all get together as a unit just by doing that wall formation. And we're just waiting for more bad guys to show up. Now, actually what's going to happen here momentarily is we don't see any more red dots. Oh, well, there's a couple of red dots here. Oh, here we go.
Several Tyrannic Raider capital ships have just emerged from hyperspace near the mothership.
Now, we could be panicking, but we're not going to, because this is what this is all about. So we're just letting them come in there a little bit more, and then here we go.
The mothership is under
Salvage
attack.
target acquired. Group 6. Group 5 rotating. Target selected for salvage.
Now, I could be panicking on this, but this wouldn't be worth it.
Group 10 receiving.
We're just going to switch our Group 10 focus here for a second.
Awaiting assignment. Support command acknowledged.
So, of course, they think they have the advantage here with the attack, and my guys are just going to come in here and capture them all. Uh-oh.
Combat stations.
Oh, that's not good.
Receiving. Acknowledged. Support is on the way.
So unfortunately, we did lose 2 there. That's all right. We'll actually build 2 quick salvage corvettes to replace them. What happened there was that they actually fanned out and they ran into each other. So this one is stuck, and these 2 need partners. So I'll probably tell this one to go help this one for now, and he can take off. Now this lets this one go. This is now a free agent, so we do have to be a little careful here.
The mothership is under fire.
Responding. Target selected for salvaging. The ship's too big. We need another salvage team, fleet.
And because it takes 2 salvage corvettes to take a frigate into capture,
Responding. Target selected for salvaging.
Salvage corvette complete.
Repeat. We need direction
The
here.
mothership is under attack.
now once again the mothership's got lots of health here. You know, this continuous bombardment of this one little ship isn't going to be a big deal. There we go. It's going to sneak right in there, and that'll be the end of this attack.
Enemy iron array frigate captured.
We need a call here.
The mothership is under
There we go. Done. So we captured all the ion frigates. This is why we didn't bother building any. Now they're not as good as actual ion frigates that you can build, because before they fire, they have to open up them big wings. So they're not the best, but they're free. So you can't argue with free. And we'll capture better ones on the next mission.
Enemy ion array frigate captured. Mothership.
Okay. I'll probably let it do the mothership a little bit more. So everything in this mission is one of them rare missions where things kind of move on at a good pace. You kind of just get little respites between action, and so then what's going to happen next is that enemy carrier is going to come down here with 2 more ion frigates, and we're going to take those too, because I believe in taking everything. I shouldn't have to buy anything. I'm just going to take it all, and then we'll be done.
Enemy ion array frigate captured.
And we're just still keeping an eye out for the bad guys. The thing about capturing all these ion frigates is that the attack is over for you, but the next trigger won't happen, because as far as the enemy's concerned, it's still in the middle of the attack. That's one thing about captured ships. Captured ships are kind of like a win-win, because you've got them, so they're not hurting you, but because of the triggers of the game still thinks it owns them. So you're actually in a bit of a respite here. And you can actually, check things out. You can check your ships. I have 2 more groups ready to go, so I'm actually going to take 3 and 4 up. Focus on them a little bit. So you can do lots of things. Make sure everything's all nice and safe. And we're just actually going to tuck these up here a little bit, because we're going to come swooping right in behind them. Like so. Once again, you notice I'm taking them about 12 kilometers up past the mothership. The game's kind of funny that way. 12 and 16 seem to be magical numbers for distances and enemies. Don't know why. It's just the way it is. I suppose I could always ask a programmer one day. Alright, so we're getting all kinds of good captured ships here. So of course these are all mine now. I could actually put these in formation. I can even use these as part of my final attack, and I will. The carrier cannot be captured. It has to be destroyed. It's part of the trigger event. So we are actually going to destroy the carrier and capture the last 2 ion cannon frigates. Pretty straightforward stuff. Of course, during all this time, I will then have to spend the next 20 minutes letting the resource controller and collector actually gather up all these resources, and I will save you the pain and the spare of that. Yeah, look at that. Mothership's all repaired.
Support command received.
Oh. No, you don't have to shoot it. Ooh, the Mothership's not happy at all. Gee, if you don't get that thing in there soon, then we're going to lose it. Stop shooting it.
Salvage field release. We're letting go.
Oh, thank goodness.
Ready for orders.
I was going to say, you keep beating up on our new free ship. The Mothership will do that sometimes. Kind of weird. But that is the last one, and as soon as we get that, the final attack should happen. And that's when I'm expecting this red dot to come down and play havoc or something crazy. Okay, I'm actually going to set the Unit 1 on passive or evasive maneuvers. Same with Unit 2. And we'll move them up a little bit.
Destination confirmed.
And move them up a little bit.
Underway.
Okay. Now we're just waiting for the trigger to happen. Here we go. I think this is it. Ooh, everybody's on their toes. Here it comes.
The Raider carrier has been located. It is reinforcing their squadrons of fighters and corvettes.
Alright. Well, we always knew where it was in the first place.
Group 2 acknowledged.
So let's put our new ships to work.
Locked on target.
And we're going to capture these two.
Salvage target acquired. No copies. Engaging. Target confirmed.
Lots going on here all at once, of course.
Group 3 under attack. Acknowledged.
Uh-oh.
Group 10 reporting. Support command acknowledged. Responding.
Luckily, these things got really bad aim. So that takes care of them.
The mothership is under
Standing by.
Meanwhile, these guys should now be all set to attack this.
Reporting for duty. Awaiting assignment. Target acquired. Target acquired. Hey, anyone out there? We're under attack here. Group 1.
So we've captured these two. And basically this carrier is the only thing that's left. But this will die pretty fast.
Repeat, under fire.
Oh yeah, it's under fire. Yeah, she's gonna die pretty quick.
The carrier is retreating. If it escapes, they will warn the Koshan fleet of our pursuit. Do not allow them to hyperspace.
Alert, alert. Ambush.
They're not going anywhere. They'll be lucky if they live to back up another 10 feet.
We got him napping. Essential comms only.
Oh, just like that, they're gone. And now we can finish capturing these two ships. The attack's out of the way. We'll actually send this off to harvest. Now remember, as far as the game is concerned, the attack is still ongoing, because we have not captured these ships yet. So the enemy thinks it still owns them. We still haven't captured them. It's a win-win. But they can't do anything. So I'm going to send this off to harvest. Once again, I'm going to check my research trees. And this will now take like 20-30 minutes. So we're just going to let this go. And at the end of this, we'll take off. And that will be the end of the mission. So I'll be back. Okay, welcome back, and of course we're just cleaning up here on the last order. So you notice we've built a few extra things while everybody was gone. Yes, I finally got around to building that resource controller, so there it is. Now, what you do with a resource controller is you basically tell it to guard your collector, and what it will do is it will follow your collector all around. The nice part about that is that if it follows your collector, then you can take every time the collector gets full, it just deposits right into the controller without wasting any time. Saves you a lot of time. So even though I couldn't afford a controller up to this point, now that we have the controller, it will follow the collector around everywhere because it just saves so much time and hassle. Everything else though is ready to go. I believe the research is all done. Looks good, and we are set to rock and roll. So with that, I am going to hyperspace this, and we will see you on the next one.